One is R&D budget. I think it has very clearly been brought out by everybody that we need to invest more. If I think people from Punjabi community will understand something called Daswant, that we said 10% of our earnings should go back towards the society. So something like that CSR has been started. I think something on those lines we should start, that if I'm earning so much of money should go towards R&D, towards defense of the nation. That every industry has to come up with.
ਅੱਜ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਤਸ਼ੱਦਦ ਭਰੇ ਦਿਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਪਹਿਲਾ ਦਿਨ ਹੈ 1 ਜੂਨ 1984 ਸ੍ਰੀ ਹਰਮੰਦਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਅਤੇ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਤਖਤ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਤੇ ਹੋਏ ਫੌਜੀ ਹਮਲੇ ਦਾ ਪਹਿਲਾ ਦਿਨ ਭਾਰਤੀ ਫੌਜ ਨੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਕੰਪਲੈਕਸ ਨੂੰ ਘੇਰ ਲਿਆ ਸੀ ਚਸ਼ਮਦੀਦਾਂ ਮੁਤਾਬਕ ਫੌਜ ਦੀ ਗੋਲੀ ਦੁਪਹਿਰ 12:30 ਵਜੇ ਤੋਂ ਰਾਤ 8 ਵਜੇ ਤੱਕ ਲਗਾਤਾਰ ਕੰਪਲੈਕਸ ਦੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਚੱਲਦੀ ਰਹੀ ਪਹਿਲੇ ਦਿਨ ਅੰਦਰੋਂ ਕੋਈ ਫਾਇਰਿੰਗ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਈ ਸੀ ਇਸ ਗੋਲੀਬਾਰੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਪਹਿਲੇ ਸਿੰਘ ਦੀ ਸ਼ਹੀਦੀ ਹੋਈ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦਾ ਨਾਮ ਭਾਈ ਮਹਿੰਗਾ ਸਿੰਘ ਬੱਬਰ ਸੀ ਗੋਲੀਬਾਰੀ ਦੌਰਾਨ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਾ ਬਾਬਾ ਅਟਲ ਰਾਏ ਤੇ ਮੋਰਚਾ ਲਈ ਬੈਠੇ ਭਾਈ ਮਹਿੰਗਾ ਸਿੰਘ ਬੱਬਰ ਸ਼ਹੀਦ ਹੋ ਗਏ ਸਨ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਅੰਤਿਮ ਸੰਸਕਾਰ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਦਰਬਾਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਕੰਪਲੈਕਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੀਤਾ ਗਿਆ ਇਸ ਦਿਨ ਪੂਰੇ ਸ਼ਹਿਰ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਰਫਿਊ ਲਗਾ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਗਿਆ
Seafaring nation and we need to be the big naval power, but I think whether it's a land power or naval power, Air Force will always remain. The air power will have to be interesting to both these. Any kind of operations that we do, we can't do it without air power, and I think that has been proved very well during this operations also. So our focus as far as air power is concerned, we need to make sure that we have to have the capability plus the capacity. This again has been alluded to today. We cannot just talk about producing in India. We need to start designing and developing in India also. And when it comes to producing in numbers, the capacity comes in. So we need to have this trust between the forces and the industry continued. We need to have the communication continued. We need to be open with each other. We need to be very open and forthright with each other so that this relationship doesn't break down anywhere. I'm that pran jaye par vachan na jaye. RM just told today only. I think that is something that we have to do. That एक बारी जो हमने commit किया है, फिर मैं अपने आप की भी नहीं सुनता, है ना, वो वाले. Be some recognition. Timelines is a big issue. That is where that vachan part comes in. So once a timeline is given, not a single project that I can think of has been completed on time. So this is something where we have to look at. Why should we promise something which cannot be achieved? While signing the contract itself, some of the times we are sure that it is not going to come up. But we just sign the contract. Uske baad dekhenge kya karna. Obviously, then the process gets vitiated. Capacity building, I've already talked about. संयम की बात करी थी RM ने, restraint. So even defense forces have been, keeping this restraint of not calling, a black sheep. We've been trying to encourage people, but somewhere it will break down someday. So I'm sure let's stretch the thread, the elastic to that process where it is not breaking down. As far as keeping national interests first, I think we have talked about. And with this now situation where we are going, where we are opening up towards the private industry, I am just reminded of a quote, something that Winston Churchill has said, and I'm going to quote him. To each there comes in their lifetime a special moment when they have figuratively tapped on the shoulder and offered a chance to do something special. What a tragedy if that moment finds them unprepared for that which could have been their finest hour. So my request to you all will be, this is something that can become your finest hour. You have a tap on your shoulder. Please rise to the occasion, come together. If today somebody is manufacturing world-class cars, world-class electronics, world-class equipment in the civil domain, Why can't that industry or some of the industry join together and say, we will make world-class military equipment, even if it doesn't give me the profit that I'm looking for. Let's rise together to make this nation a great nation. Thank you very much for. One is R&D budget. I think it has very clearly been brought out by everybody that we need to invest more. If I think people from Punjabi community will understand something called Daswant, that we said 10% of our earnings should go back towards the society. So something like that CSR has been started. I think something on those lines we should start, that if I'm earning so much of money should go towards R&D, towards defense of the nation. That every industry has to come up with